Hello everyone, welcome to this reading today titled When Will I Meet My Soulmate? Thank you so much to everybody for watching this today. If you're new, welcome. My name's Pabby. If you're returning, welcome back. It's really lovely to have you. So what I'm going to do, I've got the 4 aces from the Minor Arcana. So we've got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Now, each of the suits denote a speed. So swords are very fast, wands are slightly slower, cups are even slower still, and then pentacles are quite slow. So as you can see from the cards laid out, we have pile 1, which is rose quartz, pile 2, which is a citrine point, pile 3, which is labradorite, and pile 4, which is a clear quartz. Now, I really want you to connect with your soulmate before you pick a pile. So close your eyes and think about your soulmate. Put your hand over your heart chakra and really think about your soulmate, how you want them to be, what will your relationship be like, and really try and tune in to how it will feel when you meet them and when you're in this relationship with them. Try to get really in that zone. And then once you feel like you've really connected with them, open your eyes, and which pile you're immediately drawn to is usually the pile for you. There are other ways of doing this. So if you're particularly drawn to a certain crystal or the numbers in the timestamps, or if you just had an impression from the thumbnail which you wanted to pick, that's also fine. But try to connect with that feeling of joy and love that will come from being with your soulmate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a countdown before I turn the cards over. So please pause the video now if you haven't picked your pile yet. Okay, for those of you who have picked your pile, I'm going to turn the cards over in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you can see that the rose quartz links with the Ace of Swords, the citrine point with the Ace of Wands, the labradorite with the Ace of Cups, and the clear quartz with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, I did not do this on purpose, but those are actually in the order that speed happens in the tarot decks. Funny how these things work, isn't it? So I've also got some additional timestamps below, which is going to explore this a little bit more for you on when specifically you're going to meet your soulmate. And I'm also going to look at blockages that you might be experiencing before you meet them. So please check out the timestamps below for each of your piles, and I will see you there. Welcome, pile 1. If you chose this pile, you got the Ace of Swords. So your soulmate will be coming into your life very quickly, or you have met them previously. Now, the way I'm interpreting the energy for this reading is that you already know them. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and this is a free pull. I sometimes do this just to see what messages come up. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you for messages around the speed and the context of your soulmate, but then I'm also going to pull some chakra oracle cards, which will help highlight where your blockages might be to meeting your soulmate. So you have the Devil, the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so the immediate card that is drawing me in is the Devil, and I wonder if this person is very sexy or very tempting. There's a real sense of temptation around this Devil. Part of me is saying also that there could be somebody who is very tempting, very sexy, who isn't your soulmate, who's standing in the way. So you may actually be in a relationship with someone based on physical appearances, or you might be fixating a little bit on how somebody looks. And what I'm here to tell you is your soulmate might not look the way you expect them to. And that's the point, is this person is a very sociable person with that 3 of Cups. You're going to meet them in a group setting. You might already be friends with them. There's definitely a sense of you've met them through groups of people. I get the feeling that they might be, or you might be, juggling lots of people. I get the feeling that there's a sense of wanting to explore all your options and not settling down. So you're very tempted by the pretty, sexy people, and you might be dating a few people at once that you might have done in the past, but you're a very sociable person, and you've met this person through sort of groups of friends. They might be friends of friends, or you've met them at a party, or groups of friends. I think you might be not noticing your soulmate. So your soulmate I'm seeing as the 7 of Wands. So this person is really spiritually enlightened. They're kind of turning away from you, maybe because they don't seem like the way you think they They should. Does that make sense? It's not very clear. But you are the Four of Cups, so you're kind of wistfully looking at what's next. I wonder if you are moving on from people quite quickly, or nobody's quite fitting the bill. So they might be a really beautiful, wonderful person and you like who they are, but they don't look the right way. So say they're not tall enough, or they don't have the hair color that you like. It feels like something quite mundane like that. That means you're thinking that your soulmate isn't around, when actually this message is that the person who your soulmate is very spiritually and just very calm in life, a very calm person who you won't have spotted. I get the feeling that they probably blend into the background a little bit and you're just not paying attention. You're looking at the wrong things. You're looking at the pretty people, the people who are probably really charming, and you're not looking for the right thing yet. So you've already met them, but they've probably gone under the radar, and they haven't been sort of sparkly enough for you at this point in your life. I'm going to pull the chakra blockages cards for you and see what those say as well, because this is really fascinating. Okay, so you have perception, expansion, trickery, and acceptance. Okay, so immediately trickery comes out as what I was saying, as I think that you are just vulnerable to the charming people who aren't so good for you, who aren't that nice. And the perception next to the devil is very interesting. So I think you're being drawn in by something sparkly. Look at the gemstone on perception. This is a very sparkly person that you're being drawn to, when actually you need to be seeing the sparkle in the right people. You need to change your perception of what you want and what is your ideal soulmate, and then you will almost open your eyes immediately and expand to include them into your life. You will realize, hang on, this person, this sort of really centered person who I have a spiritual connection with, has been here the whole time. And perception and trickery are green, they're heart chakra cards, and expansion is a throat chakra card. So I wonder if you need to be a bit careful with your heart. Maybe you've been giving it away. But then you throw in acceptance, which is a red root chakra card, and it just screams to me that maybe you've been going for the sparkly people, you've been going for the wrong sort of people and going to parties and stuff to be accepted socially, when actually that's not within your highest good. You need to change your perception of love. You need to change your perception of what love looks like. Maybe you've been mistreated in the past, which is why trickery's here. But the messages I'm getting for you is that you need to go on a bit of a spiritual journey of expanding. And your throat chakra, it's blue, so it is throat chakra, but I'm getting third eye, and I think you need to link your heart with your third eye and your throat, and kind of understand how to express your needs in a relationship rather than being submissive, but also expand what you think a soulmate is. I think you've still got a lot of learning to do. All the while, your soulmate is the Seven of Wands, is sat on their cushion. They're just waiting for you to kind of figure this stuff out. It's quite a difficult message to deliver, this one, because it's saying you already know them, but you're almost not there yet. It's really weird. It's speedy. You know them, but you're being sidetracked by the devil, and you're juggling trying to be accepted by going to too many parties, but then this swings from desperate need for acceptance to them feeling very lonely about it. And I'm here to tell you that you need to do some inner work on your heart, and being able to express your needs, basically. I hope you're okay. This is quite a difficult journey. I'm going to pull some crystal oracle cards for you as well to see what they say. So this is funny. So you've got Iolite, shift your money mindset. That's very interesting to me. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then Sunstone, take pleasure in the things you do. So I think you may be somebody who goes paycheck to paycheck, is kind of juggling lots of jobs, juggling lots of people, but you're partying too much, and you're spending a bit too much money on the wrong things. You're spending money on social stuff, which maybe you don't actually like, or deep down you'd rather not be spending. And then Sunstone says take pleasure in the things you do. That Four of Cups with Sunstone, it's just screaming that you're really not enjoying all of this socializing and juggling, and it's kind of a different message actually. It's saying you actually have to expand, not just with regards to love, but with regards to your mindset to money, but also your mindset to pleasure. So the question I have for you is, are you doing things because you like it, or because you think you should, or because your friends are doing it? And just think about that for a little bit. Are you being carried away by these groups of people who kind of tell you who you should like, what a soulmate is, and maybe you need to shift your mindset. The money thing is really interesting. So I think there's definitely something in here about you're overextending yourself financially, and it's making you stressed, and you're kind of splurging your money on social stuff that you're not really enjoying. So take some time, because you already know your soulmate, to change your perception of what love should be and is, to expand and start to articulate what you actually want out of life, and to just be a bit wary of seeking acceptance from other people when you should be seeking it within yourself. And I think then your eyes will really open to your soulmate. And the money thing's really funny. Don't spend too much money on nights out when you've had a few drinks. Don't throw all your money away on things that you're not really enjoying. You need to enjoy what you do. And I think as soon as you start taking pleasure in what you do and being more joyful just in everyday life, not related to love, you're going to draw your soulmate in. They are waiting. They're sat on their cushion as the Seven of Wands, waiting for you, my loves. Thank you so much for listening to this reading today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and comment. I'm doing a series of soulmate in-depth explorations, so check those out. I'll link them below. And if you do like this, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and it helps you out too, so then you know when I've got a new reading for you. Thanks so much, my lovelies. Have a wonderful day. Hello, my lovely pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me here today. So you picked the Ace of Wands, which is really interesting. So the Ace of Swords, the previous reading, is a very quick energy of people might already know their soulmate, whereas yours is you don't know them yet, but you are going to, and this is within months. So you are going to meet them this year, definitely. I'm going to pull some tarot cards and see what they say, and I'm really intrigued. There's a very interesting energy from you guys, and I can't quite pinpoint it, so let's see what we get. Okay, so I'm very happy to tell you with this Ten of Cups that you are going to get this beautiful soulmate connection. Yes, it is going to happen. The Ten of Cups, especially in this deck, is my favourite card. It's a sign to me that is like a real positive affirmation that things will work out. So yes, your soulmate is coming. It's definitely this year, but I don't think it's within weeks or 1 or 2 months. I think it might be towards the end of this year that you're going to meet them, or even acknowledge or realise them. And there's some stuff that you need to go through first. So you've got the Ten of Wands and the Six of Cups. So you're at the end of quite a difficult journey. You're carrying a lot of weight around, and you're just a bit over it. I wonder if you've been single for a while, or just there's a sense of desperation here of love. And I think the Six of Cups in this context is, I think you're thinking about like what you dreamt a soulmate or love connection would look like as a child. So like Disney movies and princess meets prince, and it's all wonderful. And I think life hasn't been like that for you. Love hasn't been like that for you. And you're kind of carrying these burdens of like unrealistic expectations, I guess. And the Two of Cups is normally a card of real harmony and joy. But from this, I'm just getting desperation. You desperately want this connection with your soulmate. And I'm really sorry, but the desperation is not doing anyone any good. And it's coming from a place of heartbreak, which is where the Three of Swords comes in. And I'm sending you really, really big hugs for this, because it's just, when we just want love so much, we can block it. And I think that's what's happening here is you're kind of being idealistic combined with having your heart broken. I really think that you need to kind of reset. And this is what the Page of Swords is saying. So the Page of Swords is thinking about ideas. It's thinking about resetting your ideas of what love is, which is kind of similar to the previous reading, but this is from a basis of nostalgia. So you're grown up now. Well, if you are a grown up, but you have grown up, and you need to heal and think about what love really is, because you're so fixated on what it hasn't been for you that it's blocking you massively. And this heartbreak still feels very real. So the desperation in this reading isn't helping you meet this soulmate. Now, it could be that they're experiencing the desperation and they're not ready yet. So take this in one of two ways. It could be that they're blocking you or you're blocking them through this nostalgia, but that's what's happening. The good news is this is a quick card, right? So by the end of the year, you are going to have healed these, or they're going to have healed them, and you're going to meet, and it's going to feel very like, I've been waiting for you my whole life, but it's just going to take a little bit of work. And that's what the Page of Swords is saying, is that you need to kind of start being more imaginative, start being more fun about what love could be, rather than the images that you've had in your head about what it should be. Think about what it could be like love it doesn't have to be marriage, kids, boring. You could travel the world with your soulmate for the rest of your lives. You guys could be producing, I don't know, content together, like to making TikTok videos and traveling the world. That can be a soulmate connection, and that could be love. But I think you're kind of stuck in these ideas of marriage and children and kind of owning a house and all of this sort of stuff, when actually that's not necessarily what real love is. Real love and soulmate connection is something deeper. It's about sort of meeting the person who life is just easy and fun with, and you definitely need some more fun in this reading. Bless you. I'm really sorry about the heartbreak as well. That's not nice. I think a lot of us have been there with heartbreak, and it can lead to us feeling quite desperate. So what I'm going to do now is pull some chakra oracle cards for you and see what they say, because they will help me identify more of your blockages. So this is so interesting. So there is definitely someone watching this who watched the previous reading, because perception and expansion have come up again. But I'm going to focus on impartiality and perfection first. So impartiality is a crown chakra card, and perfection is a root chakra card, and those are very polarized. So I think the impartiality is screaming to me that you have taken on these ideals of what love should look like without any sort of judgment of your own wants or needs. So you've just impartially absorbed completely what the media, your parents, family, friends have told you love looks like. I almost want to say, stop listening to other people, stop listening to other people's advice, because you haven't. Impartiality is sometimes a good thing, to be sort of stepping outside of arguments, but actually in this case with love, you've kind of absorbed everything without critically thinking, hang on, is this what I want? What do I think about this? You're just absorbing all of these pressures and shoulds, and this is a crown chakra thing, so it's definitely related to your connection to spirit. And I think there is a lot to be gained for you to be reconnecting with your higher self and your mind and your air element. So the Page of Swords is a very airy, very daydreamy, and it doesn't, sometimes it's not so positive, but in your reading you really need to connect with the daydreamy, fun side of yourself, and your crown chakra will really help release that side of you. So if you can do any crown chakra meditations or work on your crown chakra, that will really help. But then you've got perfection, and your root chakra coming through. So yes, exactly. I wonder if in the past no relationship has quite lived up to your expectations. I wonder if that's part of the issue, is you're thinking about this nostalgia of what relationships could be. Maybe you're idolizing your parents' relationship and you want perfection from relationships, and this has caused you some heartbreak. And I'm here to tell you that no relationship is perfect. Even if you love them desperately and they're your soulmate, you still have arguments over teeny tiny things. You still get really annoyed when you're living with someone. You still, relationships will always be hard work, because we're human. It's not just when you meet your soulmate it's easy and it works out. It really will stay a sort of something that you've got to work at, and nothing is perfect. And there's something here coming through about choosing which imperfections you want. So being really mindful and daydreamy about actually what can you tolerate in someone else? What negatives can you tolerate? It's a really weird thing to say, but like, what are your deal breakers, your absolute red flags? No, this person is not right for me. But then what are your, I could tolerate that if the rest of them was great. So I know I have that with my husband and my partner. There are things that we both have compromised on, and we both drive each other mad. But there are so many positive things that you don't mind them not being perfect, and you kind of fall in love with their imperfections. So that's what I'm telling you, is that somebody might not look perfect on the surface, but actually they are perfectly imperfect. That's a bit sickly, isn't it, that? And then you've got perception and expansion. So in this reading, perception is you need to reconnect with your perception of love, and it's the same as the previous reading. So I wonder if this is a sort of general energy for everybody, that we are a bit idealistic in what we look for. But expansion in this context is you've been very, very narrow since your heartbreak. You haven't looked outside of yourself. You've kind of shrunken inwards. I feel like my shoulders are hunching and they're kind of shrinking in. And what this is saying is you need to do some work on your throat chakra, but also, I say this before, this is relating to your intuition and your third eye as well for me. You need to expand on your ability to communicate what you want. So communicate what you actually want out of a relationship with someone is so important to understanding this kind of imperfection thing that's going on here. And perception is such a really interesting one next to the Page of Swords. I think you need to start questioning where your perceptions have come from in your heart, because you've absorbed them all. You've absorbed things without thinking. You've absorbed things into your heart, like properly into your heart chakra, without thinking about things. And this is quite a lot of chakras to deal with. So there's definitely your heartbreak and your desperation is making you quite unbalanced chakra wise. So I would suggest doing some meditations on each chakra individually. So start with your root, then go to your sacral, then solar plexus, then your heart, then your throat, then your third eye, and then your crown. So if you do that from the bottom up, you start from the roots, which will address the imperfection, and then you'll end up with this help with the impartiality and kind of broadening your view of the world, I guess. Okay, so I've got some crystal cards as well for you. So let's see what they say. Oh, darling. You've got Rainbow Obsidian, heal your heart. Of course you have. And you've got prioritize your health. Yeah, this is really taking a toll on you, isn't it? Like this, it's so weird. The Ten of Cups feels very separate. And the Ten of Cups is like, I'm coming by the end of the year, 2021. Like, it's all right. Like, I'm coming. It's like, chill. This is your soulmate coming through in this Ten of Cups, going like, I'm nearly there, darling. Just hold on. Like, I think you just have to work on healing yourself and this sort of nostalgic stuff you've been dealing with. But also, I think it might be making you quite unhealthy. And with these chakra imbalances, it's no wonder, eh? Like, heartbreak can physically hurt. Like, the studies have been done that it physically makes your heart hurt, and it's horrible. So look after yourselves in this time and kind of reassess kindly with yourself where you've got your ideals about love from, your perception of what love should be, but also like what are your red flags and what can you tolerate. So who will be your perfectly imperfect person. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Pile 2. Just to let you know, I'm doing a series of soulmate readings. I've done one previously on what star sign is your soulmate, and then a general soulmate reading, so check those out, and I will be doing some more in the future. So if you're interested more in readings by me about your soulmate, please subscribe and you'll be notified when those come in. I hope you have a really wonderful rest of your day, my lovelies. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3. If you picked this pile, you've got the Ace of Cups. This means really that you're not going to meet your soulmate, or at least connect with them, I think, till next year. So this is 2022 in my interpretation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some tarot cards to get a bit more clarity on your situation and your relationship with them. Okay, so you've got the Four of Swords reversed, the Four of Pentacles. You've got 2 fours there, so if those are significant numbers for you, this is definitely a reading for you. You've got Strength, Death in reverse, and Justice. Ooh, okay, so the immediate thing that I'm getting is Death and Rebirth in reverse is before you are able to meet your soulmate, you are going to go through a really, really massive transformation. You're not there yet, and you aren't going to be able to have the courage to let them in and the strength to let a soulmate into your life until this has happened. And I think you're kind of going through this now. So the Four of Swords is your heart has been hurt in the past. It's not of the recent past. It could be sort of parental trauma. It could be stuff from your childhood. It could be heartbreak from when you were younger. But there's something from your past that's like hurt your heart. And now you're kind of shutting yourself off. You're cocooning yourself. But the Four of Swords normally is moving on from heartbreak and you're kind of resting, but you're not quite there yet. You're still, there seems to be kind of a negative energy to the way you're cocooning yourself. This is quite similar to the first reading, but you're very much taking yourself inward and not, maybe not even healing yourself. And then the Four of Pentacles is sort of you're really clinging on to your stability and you're not broadening your horizons. There's a real scarcity mindset here going on. Like you don't feel like there's enough. You don't feel like there's enough love, but you also are a bit wary of there not being enough in your physical world as well. So maybe you're fixating on not having a soulmate or not having a romantic relationship or a good romantic relationship. And you're also like, and I don't have a house because I don't have a marriage. I can't afford to buy one on my own, or I don't have the stability that I want. And that comes from having a soulmate. And I think what's interesting coming out of this is Strength and Justice, kind of the way they sit around the Death card. It makes me feel like this sort of rebirth is something about karma. And I don't think it's yours. I think this might be a kind of past life trauma that you're going to have to not necessarily go through, but that's going to resolve and result in a transformation. And you're going to need to be quite strong to deal with it. But because Strength is upright, you've definitely got the strength to deal with this. You really have, and you really can do this. And Justice is kind of like justice for your heartbreak that you went through. There's going to be some sort of justice here which is going to allow you to transform. So maybe somebody who cheated on you is going to be cheated on themselves. It feels like it's got that sort of relationship, and it's going to cause a great deal of healing for you, that somebody's going to get theirs. They hurt you, they made you into this Four of Swords, you're in your nest, you're protecting yourself, you're hurt, you're insular, and they are going to get their karma, and that's going to trigger this lovely transformation in you, and you're going to come out as a real sort of lion or lioness, this figure of like real compassion. So the thing about the Strength card is the lion is the kind of really obvious imagery, but there's this lovely little lamb. So there's this lion character who would normally you think eat a lamb, but the lion is just caring for the lamb. So you're going to have the strength to care for others and move on with your life. You're caring for yourself. You're going to come out of this transformation a really new person, and it's going to be very, very attractive to your soulmate. And this is definitely going to happen next year in 2022. So keep me posted if this resonates. But I'm pulling some chakra cards to look at where your blockages are, to explore this a bit further. How interesting is this? Right, so you have confusion next to the Four of Swords. So whatever happened to your heart, you don't know why it happened. You're still searching for answers, and oh my goodness, does that resonate? When you get your heart broken and you don't know why, or if someone ghosts you or cheats on you and you don't get answers for that heartbreak, it can really stay in you, like it stays in your body. That trauma, you just can't get rid of it. And this relates to the victim card as well, that you have legitimately been a victim of something not very nice in your love life or your childhood. There's something not nice gone on here, and you have never really had any closure from it, and you're desperate for it. But on the right hand side, you have workaholic. Yes, you are kind of channeling all your energy into work and security, which is where the scarcity mindset comes from. You're kind of like, if I'm going to be on my own, I have to work twice as hard. I have to make twice as much money. This is all I've got is my work. And you're holding your money very tight. I'm clenching my fist as I'm saying this. I can feel it. And then completion is exactly what I was saying about karma. It's a karmic cycle. There's going to be a real immense either past life trauma or generational trauma or heartbreak. There's definitely something that's going to come and heal for you before you can meet your soulmate. Bless you. This is quite a lot, but what I do like about this is that the chakras are quite balanced. So you've got crown chakra in confusion, you've got throat chakra with workaholic, you've got sacral chakra with completion, and you've got heart chakra with victim. So that's quite balanced. Oh, bless you though. This is really, really tough to go through, isn't it? But I am giving you the reassurance that somebody's going to get their karma, and you're going to no longer be the victim or feel confused, because you're going to find out, there's that kind of feeling like, serves you right. There's going to be this sort of the healing that comes, I don't want to say revenge, because I don't think it is revenge, but it's that type of energy of like, somebody's really hurt you and then they're going to get hurt back, not by you. You're not going to do anything, but that's going to really heal you. And I shouldn't say that, because we should be about love and light, shouldn't we? But sometimes when people have been really, really mean or abusive or horrendous, treated us horrendously, that sort of karma, that sort of I'll show you, or seeing them, things not work out for them, is quite healing. I don't like to put that out in the universe, but for kind of what you're going through, I think it will be, and it's going to be a completion. And I think they might get their karma, and you might actually feel sorry for them. You might not believe it now, but this person is going to get their karma, and you might go, oh bless, I know what that's like. But I can't wait for you to sort of turn into this lion character and be so caring and compassionate, but be really strong and fierce. She reminds me a lot of the Queen of Wands, this card in this deck. I'm going to pull some crystal cards just to get a little bit more advice for you and see what those have to say. Well, this is fascinating. So I was trying to only pull 2, but 4 really popped out. And you've got Shungite on your confusion and 4 of Swords, which is detox your life. Yes, your crown chakra, this confusion, you really need to kind of detox this pain out of your life. So I wonder if this is a sign of like you need a therapy. I always say this in my readings. I am a big advocate for therapy, but you kind of need some way of, maybe it's journaling, of just getting the confusion and getting the hurt out of your body. You need it. I'm flinging my hands. I don't know if you can hear, but you need to get it out. You really need sort of cleansing and detoxing of this horrible thing that's going on. So it could be past life stuff. So maybe get a past life therapist or do some past life meditation for some of you, but other people it really is like a real tangible thing that you went through. Then you also have Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in around strength. Yeah, so maybe your strength is that you are neglecting self-care, because whenever you go to a self-care place or you have time when you're not working because you're a workaholic, you are open, you feel like you can't your emotions come to the surface when you have time, so you keep yourself so busy and don't do any self-care because you don't want to feel those emotions. And I think as part of this detox process, you need to schedule yourself in time to heal. You need to schedule time for yourself, doing things you love to reconnect with yourself, and that's part of this detox, doing things you love. Painting and art has just come up, so for some of you that might be helpful, and that's on the workaholic card too. Then you've got Azurite, get laser focused. Yes, I think you're not working efficiently. You're working from a place of I've just got to work and hustle. Whereas actually, I don't know if you've read Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week. It's about working smart, not working longer hours. So I think this is what this is about, is get laser focused on the tasks that you absolutely have to do to succeed, and everything else can go. Like, get really focused on what you enjoy about your job. Keep doing that. What keeps your job going, what will give you a promotion, keep doing that. But everything else, like committees or organising the Christmas lunch or organising, I don't know, there's all these extra things that can get lumbered on us, especially if you're a woman in the workplace. I know this won't resonate with everybody, but if you're a woman, you tend to just be given the like, it's so-and-so's birthday, can you organise a card? Because that's a very sort of female sexist stereotype that women always organise. So just get laser focused, drop all the stuff that isn't fulfilling your aim, and then you'll have more time for this detox and this scheduling yourself in. And then you've got Jade, be the bigger person, and this very rarely comes out. And it's exactly what I was talking about with the karma, and that you actually, when this person who hurt you gets their karma, you are going to have to be the bigger person. You're going to have to feel sorry for them, and it might be difficult. It's, if we've been hurt that deeply, it is difficult. But yes, this is about to fully complete this cycle, to fully get over what happened to you. You have to be the bigger person. You have to be kind, and then you're going to transition into this death and rebirth. And this is very interesting because this has been very much about you and your blockages towards your soulmate. But your soulmate is part of this transformation. Now, it's happening next year will be the timing for you meeting your soulmate. So I expect this transformation is more recent. So it could be in the next few months you start on this path if you're not already. And then you go through this transformation early next year to sort of meet and link with your soulmate. But please let me know if this resonates in the comments. My email address is also in the description. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching this. And I'm sending you big hugs. Because this is sometimes quite difficult, isn't it, when we've been through trauma. If you did like this video, I'm doing a series on soulmate and love things, so please check out my previous videos, but also subscribe so that you're updated when I have a new one for you. I hope you have a really wonderful day, my loves. Goodbye. Hello, pile 4. If you picked this pile, you got the Ace of Pentacles. And I'm sorry to say this means that your soulmate isn't going to be in your life till at least 2023 and beyond. I know that some of you will be sad to hear that. Obviously, this is just a tarot reading, so take what resonates. You can completely ignore me if you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you to sort of delve into this relationship a little bit more. Okay, so you have the Moon, the Chariot, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Cups, and the Fool in reverse. Ah, that Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the like kind of knight in shining armor card, which just makes total sense when it comes to soulmates. So firstly, the Moon. I feel like you're going through a kind of reflective, introspective time at the moment that might be a little bit difficult. So I always think with the Moon, it's quite a difficult one to interpret, but for this one, think about the evening, think about nighttime, think about the peace and the stillness. And actually, that peace and stillness is what you need to process your life. There's something going on in your life that you need to process in peace and stillness. But then you've also got the Chariot. So I get this feeling of a really difficult kind of, I want to use a psychological term, which is called cognitive dissonance, but it basically means like really contrasting things at the same time. And so you've got the Moon, so you're kind of craving this stillness, this peace, just to kind of be introspective. But the Chariot, your life is moving at such great speed. It's like, you're just so desperate for this peace and quiet, and this peace just to sort your head out. And heal, but the Chariot is really taking you on this ride of life, and you almost don't want it. And the Queen of Pentacles shows that she's reversed. So in the upright position, she is just the most wonderful, grounded, healing kind of Mother Nature energy. She's amazing. But in the reverse, you're desperate for that. You're kind of seeking this Queen of Pentacles vibe, but you're just not there. And I think this is related to blockages. So you've got this real lack of balance between what you actually need, which is kind of to heal and to be introspective and just some peace and quiet, and the world is taking you on its crazy journey, and things just are moving really fast, be it in your work or even love life. You might be in a relationship and you might be thinking about ending it, but you just need some more time to think, but you can't because life is pulling you along with it. And you're not embodying this Queen of Pentacles energy of sort of Mother Earth. There's also something here about, I'm really sorry if this is you, if you're trying to conceive and it's not working, and you just feel like the world is moving too quickly and you're aging, and there's that real pressure when you're trying to conceive about age, and it's not happening for you. The good news is that it will happen, and you will meet your soulmate as the Fool, as the start of a new journey, but there's some quite in-depth healing that you've got to do and to get this balance back. And I feel like you're not going to get this balance back until the end of next year internally, and this is the work you've got to do before you attract that lovely Knight of Cups. But once you do, it's going to be incredibly obvious who your soulmate is, because they are really knight in shining armor. You're going to have, maybe the knight in shining armor helps you slow down and helps give you the space to reflect that you really are craving and that you need, and will help embody you. Being the Queen of Pentacles, it's lovely. And then you've got the Fool, and the Fool is the beginning. So it makes a lot of sense that the Fool's reversed here, because this is about saying that you're going to meet your soulmate by sort of 2023 or later. So you're not at the Fool yet, but when you do, it's basically the start of a brand new adventure. It's lovely when you're together with this person. It's going to feel like real teenage romance again. I think because this is quite a way away as well, I think you might have to go through some other relationships before you might be dating. I think this is what the Chariot's saying, is you have to go through a kind of rite of passage of dating people, of being with people, of trying to find your soulmate, but realizing they're not right. And this is what the moon's telling you, is you're reflecting and you're like, oh, they're not quite right, but you're supposed to understand this. You're supposed to date a lot of people to kind of know who you're looking for, if that makes sense. Oh, this is lovely, but I get people that are sorry for the frustration in this reading, really. I am going to pull some chakra cards, and they will help us explore these blockages a little bit more. Okay, so you have recovery next to the moon. Yes, you have gossip, miracle, and soulmate in a soulmate reading. I'm such a child. I love it when stuff like this happens. It's just brilliant. Right, but the recovery next to the moon is exactly it. You've got to recover from something, and you're desperately trying to recover. And then gossip with the Chariot, it makes me think that maybe your social life is the thing that's taking you away. Maybe you're gossiping too much, maybe you're not in a good vibration right now, or you have to be wary of gossip affecting your heart. So maybe your knight in shining armor is in your life already, but because of what other people think, you're not letting yourself love them. There's a real sense of you need to recover because life is too busy, but also this gossip influencing your heart chakra. So this is a green card. It really is maybe the thoughts and opinions of others are really influencing who you're dating and going for. This is similar to a previous reading I've done. So maybe you watched that one. Then you've got Miracle, which is a solar plexus chakra card. So your Knight of Cups is going to come in and it's going to feel like a miracle. You're going to have been through a lot. And you are going to feel like, I can't believe I'm so lucky that this person has come into my life. This is so beautiful. I almost want to cry. Like, it's very, very, it's just so pure because you've been through a lot, but this person is really your little miracle. And then soulmate next to the Fool, it's just confirmation that when you meet your soulmate or you kind of date them, you might already know them. It's just that you might not be open to them being your partner at the moment, but your soulmate is going to be your new beginning, your brand new journey, and it's going to be a miracle. This is just so beautiful and lovely. I can't tell you how nice this is as a reading. And I know there's a lot of energy of frustration because this will take some time. And this is why this reading is not as specific, because it would have to be a lot longer to go into the amount of depth of what you have to deal with. But I think this is quite a nice summary that, excuse me, the thoughts of others are kind of pulling you away from recovering in your inner path. And you need to look at your heart chakra and look at kindness. Try and focus on kindness and recovery. This has been quite an interesting set of readings because they've all come out with quite balanced chakra cards. So the recovery is your third eye chakra. So this is about recovering spiritually and kind of learning to reconnect with your intuition. Gossip is about your heart chakra. So this is definitely other people's opinions and if influencing your heart and your preferences. And then you've got miracle, which is your solar plexus, and your solar plexus is where your identity is. And then your soulmate is a root chakra. So this is somebody who will be immensely stable in your life. You might, I get the feeling that someone's like, oh, is it Dave or is it Martin or is it this sort of, there is somebody watching this kind of knows who their knight in shining armor is, but they're just not ready yet. And it's okay to not be ready for a while. And what this is saying is they will still be there when you're ready. And it's just so beautiful and lovely. I can't wait for this for you. It's just magical. I'm going to pull a few crystal cards and see what those have to say as well, and see if they've got any more advice for you. Okay, so you have tourmalinated quartz, get out of your own way. Angel Aura Quartz, lighten up, love it. You have Epidote, go deeper, and Malachite, it's time to transform. Okay, so the tourmalinated quartz, get out of your own way. You're definitely blocking your own recovery here. And I think you desperately need self-care. But I think what is blocking what they're saying get out of your own way from is this gossip and speed at which your life is kind of going at. And it says lighten up. Yeah, stop gossiping and stop bitching about other people if you are engaging in that. Stop thinking about other people. But also lighten up, like kind of at the moment you're fighting against the chariot, you're fighting against life's speed, and you need to just relax, lighten up, have some fun and go with it. And when you do, that will really help in your recovery. So maybe what you need to recover isn't what you think. Maybe you don't need peace and quiet, time on your own, time off. Because it's very easy for us to go, oh, I just need some time off, I'm just too busy. That's actually might not be what you need. You just need to enjoy life a bit more, to get out of your own way, and then actually you might heal and recover a bit more. You don't need to be this kind of deep, introspective, mopey moon card character. You actually just need to have more fun and go with life in the chariot. And then you have Epidote, go deeper. So this is really interesting. So this is screaming at me that you already know this person, but you're ignoring it. Or you need to go deeper within yourself before you can meet and open up your soulmate journey. There's definitely, and they're not giving me much. So I hope you know what it is you need to do the deeper work on, and you need to think more deeply about your soulmates. I mean, there's a message in all of these readings that is your soulmate may not look like how you expect it to, and you need to get really clear on what you want from your life. And I said in the previous reading, you have to know what your absolute red flags are. I cannot be with someone who does XYZ, who's like XYZ. And then you need to know what things you can compromise on. So it's about choosing somebody whose negatives and imperfections you can tolerate. So maybe that's the sort of inner work that you need to do as well. And then finally, you've got Malachite, it's time to transform. Yay! So although it's a little bit of a long way away, you're going to transform, and this miracle person is going to come into your life. It's just so lovely. But through this sort of journey you're going to go on in the next 2 years, it's going to really lead to this absolute miracle soulmate. And although this is the kind of card which is you're not going to have a soulmate relationship for a while, it's the longest away, this is the loveliest, this is the most positive out of all the 4 of the soulmate relationships. So I'm really happy to share that message with you too. Just remember that you are the Queen of Pentacles. You are grounded, you are kind, you are secure and stable, and you can lead and lead people in your life. I feel like that's an important thing I need to say as well. Okay, thank you so much, Pile 4. This has been really, really interesting and really fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm actually doing a series of soulmate readings. So if you are interested, if you've liked this reading, please subscribe and you'll be notified when I have another one for you. Equally, check out my other readings. I will link them for you. Otherwise, I hope you have a really, really magical day. Goodbye.